Now your wireless device, have you logged in your Wi-Fi router? Have you logged in your Wi-Fi router and creating some passwords and creating some static and DHCP IP addresses? Have you tried it? Just if you click on web browser and if you check your command prompt, ipconfig command, so they're showing your gateway, that's your router IP address. You can keep my IP address here 192.1.0.1 is my gateway address. Your Wi-Fi router will be open. You can log in. Setup. You go for manual setup. WAN access type. What is the WAN access type here? We have option is a static IP, DHCP client, PPPoE. The default WAN access type is a PPP is being activated. Means what? PPPoE point-to-point protocol over. So what is this PPPoE? Go for local network. DHCP service enable, DHCP range 0.22, 0.254, and maximum duration. This time is 120 minutes. If you can disable it, you can use option none, then you can go for static. Manually have to assign your IP address to your device. So for internet setup, if you click on internet setup, we have WAN access type is a PPPoE. Routers connected to ISP with which ports? Okay. Your ISP is connected to serial port. Serial port number. And your LAN port, fast Ethernet port, is connected to switch. LAN. So what is the speed of fast Ethernet port? Your fast Ethernet port can support up to how much speed, guys? 100 Mbps. What about your serial interface? Serial interface can support how much speed? So what is the speed of serial interface? Generally, for interfaces, we have the parameters are. First one is a bandwidth. Example, if is a Ethernet. Now, not only bandwidth, we have some option called load. How much load on the Ethernet port? How much traffic on the port? Okay. Now, one more is a delay. Like how much time, total time of amount of time, how much time is taking to reach the destination. Right. And one more is a reliability. Packet loss. We have any packet loss? MTU, transmission, maximum transmission rate. These all parameters can have a for each and every interfaces. Even for Ethernet port or fast Ethernet or serial, like all interfaces, so the 5 parameters. So first you tell me guys, what is the bandwidth of Ethernet port? Ethernet port bandwidth that we know, right? It is a 10 Mbps. Up to 10 Mbps can support. So what's the default traffic? Like I say, my router have a fast Ethernet. It is 100 Mbps. So what is the traffic on the fast Ethernet? If we generate some traffic, and traffic will come, right? If you are not generating any traffic, what was the traffic here? Nothing. So how we can calculate how much traffic in the link means? Is based upon 0 to 255. Like 1 by 255 means 1 is the traffic, very less traffic, no traffic at all. No load on the link. Like 200 by 255 means out of 255, 200 is a load, effective load. Traffic is here in our interface. So finally, your load can be calculated 0 to 255. Like delay is what? How much time is taking to reach destination? How much time is taking? Like if you go for Ethernet, how much time is taking? The traffic is going via fast Ethernet, how much time is taking? If traffic is going via gigabit Ethernet, how much time is taking? Depends upon reliability means if traffic is going via Ethernet port, do you have any packet loss? And what is the packet size is MTU? These all parameters will come in the picture. But my question is here, we know about Ethernet port bandwidth, we know about fast Ethernet port bandwidth. What about your serial interface speed? Let me check that. Let me add one serial port here. Show interface gigabit 0/0. Click on this. Now you can get the speed, let's say 1000 Mbps, right? Now if you see the delay, how much time is taking traffic? 10 microseconds. This is the MTU transmission. Maximum transmission is a 1500 bytes. You see the reliability out of 255 means no packet loss. If you see the load, like a transmission load here, 1 by 255, even receiving load also 1 by 255 means no traffic in the link. Same command for your serial interface also. Show interface serial 0/0. Serial 0/0. I can see guys here. Bandwidth of serial interface. What is the default bandwidth? 1544 kilobits means 1.5 Mbps. 1.54 Mbps. Example here. Your WAN port for speed is what? 1.54 or 1.5. The default bandwidth, but can support for up to 8 to 12 Mbps. 8 to 12 Mbps. Let's example 12 Mbps. It can be supported. But ISP is providing 16 Mbps based upon my tariff plans. Like ISP is providing 96 Mbps based upon my plan. Then how we can support for that? Yeah, serial ports can support maximum is what? 12 Mbps only. So if is a serial interface, and serial interface we can use to configure encapsulation method. So WAN encapsulation are two types. One is a point-to-point protocol, and one more is what? SDLC protocol. Point-to-point protocol, SDLC protocol. Point-to-point protocol is what? Open standard. SDLC is a Cisco protocol. Point-to-point protocol can support for authentication. So based upon the customer authentication, service provider can provide authentication method they can give, right? But if I use the serial interface, I can have a access of what? Point-to-point protocol. But thing is, serial interface can support very low speed. What I'm doing is in the real time, I don't use the serial ports for the service providers. Then what I'm using is even for service provider links also, I used to connect for LAN ports. Is FE fast Ethernet 0/ port number 1. Now fast Ethernet 0/ port number 1 is a Ethernet port or serial port. Which type of port is it is? The Ethernet family, Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabit is all a Ethernet family only, right? Okay. But now if I connect a ISP cable for LAN ports, your point-to-point protocol can be supported? No. So point-to-point protocol is a WAN encapsulation method. But now we are injecting point-to-point protocol over Ethernet protocol. Like once if we configure point-to-point protocol on Ethernet, now this port also can support for authentication. At the same time, your fast port can support for speed is what? Up to 100 Mbps. So now if you look over here, what type of Wi-Fi access I'm using here, WAN access type is what guys? Point-to-point protocol over Ethernet. So my ISP cable is connected to which port guys? Is it serial port or Ethernet port? Ethernet port. Even Ethernet port also still we have what? Point-to-point authentication is available. Based upon the customer authentication, service provider will come to know is it authorized or not. So generally, point-to-point protocol over Ethernet we use for broadband access. Consider theory. PPPoE, point-to-point protocol over Ethernet. It's a method of encapsulating PPP frames so that they can send over Ethernet network. What's the purpose we use generally for PPPoE? It is generally used by internet service provider to provide broadband internet access based upon what? User authentication. To support for authentication, we require triple P. You can call. Hello, can you hear me, guys?
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, all of you can hear me? Okay. So, okay. I'm Azhar Khan. Actually, today Balu sir is unable to connect the session. There is power issue on his end. So I will continue the session. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. We'll continue the session. I will do the setup. Let's start the session. I will explain about privilege levels. Privilege levels. What is actually privilege levels? For example, this is your router. This is your LAN network. This is your router. Here all are end devices. This is the switch. This is your LAN network. So here, this is your router. Router is connected on centralized device switch. This is fast Ethernet 0x0 IP address 192.168.201.1. Router IP address PC IP address 201.10. Default gateway 201.1. Okay, and our router is connected with public network. It's connected with ISP or else internet. This is our serial port. This is the public IP address. Let's say 2.0.0.2/8. Like this is full, okay, classful IP address. This is our router, Chennai router. How many ways are available to access the router? How we can access? How many ways are available to access the router? How we can access remotely or else locally to our router, Hyderabad, like this is Chennai router. How many ways are available? Now is it okay? Can you hear me properly? Yes, all of you. Okay. Mr. Deepak, Mr. Mustafa, Mr. Nikhil. Okay. See, right now tell me, give me the response here. How many ways are available to access the router? How we can access the router? How we can log in the router? How we can access the router? We can access router by using Telnet. Okay. Admin port. Okay. By using console, we can access. By using Telnet, we can access. By using SSH, we can access the router. Getting? These are the ways. So remotely, we can access by using Telnet or else SSH remotely. Okay. With the help of like this IP address, we can access the router. So Telnet space router IP address, we can access. Within the LAN, within the office, also we can access the Telnet. Okay. This is virtually through the IP address, we can access, we can log in the router. Okay. For example, this is the router 201.1 router, but in organization there is not only one person to access the router. Okay, there is so many members are there. Okay, means so many members means there is team network engineers. So in like here to manage the network, so there is one engineer, okay, L2 engineers and L3 engineer, different levels are there. L1 engineer means new joinees, freshers. Okay, new joinees, so they also should access the device. Okay, what they will do, they will execute some basic commands. Okay, some show commands, basic command they can execute. Okay, so here this is the like here level 1 engineers, some are level 2 engineer, they have 1 year experience, 1.5 year, 2 year experience, but they don't have the full access of the device. Okay, limited access, let's say here 30% access, 40% access. Okay, this is a 30% access of the device. L1 engineer, they have 10% access, like 10%, like I'm deciding here 10, 40%. And L3 engineers, like senior person, okay, he is having the full knowledge. He can configure OSPF, BGP, like all the routing protocols. He can enable security, access control list, AAA configuration. Like here, this is the senior person. He is having 100% access, like this. So like this is the team in the organization, level 1, level 2, level 3 engineer. Getting? So here, if user 1, let's say user 1, he is the level 1 user. If he know, okay, if user 1, he is the level 1 engineer, okay, he is a fresh and new joinee, he know telnet password. Okay, telnet password, or else let's say here he know username and password. For example, username and password is configured in the router. Username and password, user 1, username user 1, password p1. Like for example, username, this is the username and password. Okay, user 1, password p1. Okay, then he will be in which mode? He will be in privilege mode. Let's say he know enable password also, so he can come into the privilege mode. Mode by typing config t command. Okay, he can enter into the configuration mode also. Okay, he can go to the interface mode also, configuration plus if interface mode. Okay, he can go to the router mode. Okay, configuration plus rtr router mode. Okay, he can go to the line mode also. Getting? He can enter into the line mode, he can configure the password, everything. Getting? Means he is having right now full access, but in real time not like this. Right now you are doing the labs, you have the full access. Getting? But in real time, when you will enter in the organization company, okay, you will not have full access. Getting? Because you are the fresher, you don't have the all the aspect of the router. Getting? You will get limited use, limited commands, like you will be only in privilege mode. Okay, you can't enter into the configuration mode, you can't go to the configuration mode, you can't go to the interface mode. Okay, because you are new joinee. Okay, you don't have full access. Okay, so senior will configure here what? Privilege levels. Senior will configure here what? Privilege level. What user 1 can do, what user 2 can do, what user 3 can do. So there is different privileges. Is it okay, all of you, what we are going to discuss? Okay, so who will configure these privileges? Senior administrator. Okay, privilege level 1, like here privilege 2, 3, 4, like this, different privileges are there. Okay, so here we are going to discuss here privileges. Cisco routers allow configuration at various privilege levels for administrator. Okay, there are 16 privilege levels. Total we have 16 privileges level. So some are default. By default privilege levels are there. Level 0. Okay, level 0, it is a predefined for user level access privilege. This is a predefined. Okay, default privilege level. What we can do in this privilege level 0? Okay, some command we can execute, like here disable, enable, exit, help, logout. Like this command will work here. Okay, this is a default one. Level 1. Okay, level 1, the default level for login with the router prompt router. Okay, means directly will enter into the privilege mode. So level 0 and level 1 by default is available. Okay, we can customize. A user cannot make any changes or view the running configuration in level 1. Okay, like here level 2 to 14 may be customized for user privilege levels. Okay, user level privileges we can customize, like user 2, like level 2 privilege levels 2. Okay, we will configure privilege level 2. We can customize, like this is one group. Okay, this is one group. Privilege level 2 is one group. In this group we will add the users, and for this group we will give some commands. Okay, for privilege level 2, for privilege level 2 some commands. So whatever user in group 2 privilege level 2, what they can do, they can execute whatever command we are deciding for that privilege level 2. Same for privilege level 3, privilege level 4. Okay, commands from lower level may be moved up to higher level, or commands from higher level may be moved down to the lower level. What is the meaning here? We will discuss about it. Here next level is privilege level 15. 0 to 15, total 16. 0, 1 is fixed, and privilege level 15 also fixed. User can view and change all the aspect of configuration. Means what? Privilege level 15 also available. By default it is available. Whatever user in privilege level 15, whatever user in privilege level 15, he can execute all the commands. Getting? He can execute all the commands. Okay, like here. So here we have the privilege level 0, privilege level 1. Okay, this is the predefined. By default these privilege levels are there. So we can customize privilege level 2. Okay, privilege level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 14. Okay, next one is what? 15, privilege level 15. This is by default. So whatever user in privilege level 15, okay, let's say I'm configuring one username. Let's say username is admin. Okay, you admin, and password, let's say admin. So I'm adding, okay, I'm adding this username in privilege level 15. So what user one, what admin can do right now? Privilege level 15, this is the default. Whatever user in privilege level 15, he can do all the configuration. Okay, he can make all the changes. Okay, he can execute all commands. Is it okay, all of you? This is privilege level 15, default privilege. Okay, so here we will customize, like privilege level 2. Okay, privilege level 2. In privilege level 2 we will configure some user, we will add some user. Okay, for example user 1 and user 2, these two members are the part of privilege level 2. These two members are, these two users are group of privilege level 2. And for privilege level 2, what we will do, we will execute, we will give, we will assign some commands. For example, show IP route, show IP route, and show version, like these two commands. Getting? So right now tell me, user 1 is trying to access the router. He can access the router, he will get privilege mode. What he can do, user 1 right now? What user 1 can do right now? For example, user 1 is trying to access the router. What he can do? What user can do? Please give me the response. Type in chat box. Give me the answer. Yes. Okay. So what he can do, he can monitor links. Yes, he can monitor the links. Correct. Okay. He can run these two commands. Correct, Mr. Mustafa. Okay. He can execute two commands. User one and user two can execute two commands. Show IP route means they can check the routing table and they can check the version property of router. Okay. Software and hardware information of router by using these two commands. Can they execute command config T, configure terminal? They can enter into the from user mode, privilege mode to configuration mode? No, that is not possible. Getting? Because these two member are group of privilege level 2. They can execute two commands only. Okay, so I will show here practically first here how to customize the privilege, how to enable the privileges. Okay, please write down some commands here first, then I will explain again. We have the discussion again. First write down here this command, how to create the privileges. Okay, like this is the command, privilege mode. Okay, like user one, he is the member of privilege level something here, privilege level 2 in mode. So like exec mode, exec nothing but here configuration mode, sorry, privilege mode. Okay, configuration mode, configure, interface mode, like this we can decide here. Privilege mode. To first write down the command here, syntax. I will explain later on. First write down this syntax, privilege mode level, privilege level, like here 2, 1 is reserved, 0 is reserved, 15 is reserved. Okay, among 2 to 50, 14 we can use, so I'm using number 2. Okay, privilege mode level mode, for example exec. Okay, exec, like here first write down this command, privilege mode level, privilege number and command. We will decide command. So whatever command we are typing here, that command will executable by that user. He can execute that commands only. First write down this syntax. Okay, okay, Mr. Ram. Okay, is it completed, all of you? Okay, right. Next here, see, this is the command. Okay, configure username and password with specific privilege. Okay, say I'm configuring like here username admin, privilege level 15, password any password, and then line by 0 to 4 login local. Okay, right now I am creating username with privilege level, a specific privilege level. Write down this command also, then I will write down the commands, then I will show the practical here. First write down these two command, this command also, how to create username with specific privilege level. So this is the command. Is it completed? Okay. 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 Right. So I will show here. So like for example, this is my router. This is my router under configuration mode. Username. Username. Let's say here admin. Okay, simple username I'm using here. Simple username admin. Privilege. Privilege 15. Password. Okay, any password. Let's say simple password I'm configuring here admin. So what I did here, I configured one user, okay, admin with privilege level 15. Getting? So here privilege level 15. So by default privilege level 15 is there. Is there need to assign command to this privilege level 15? No need. Yes, all of you. No need. Because by default privilege level 15 is available. Whatever user in privilege level 15, what he can do, he can execute all the commands, full access, correct? Full access, in short we can say full access, 100% access, full access of the device. Getting? So I create here one privilege level 15. Okay, but when you will try to access router by using Telnet, will it ask any username and password to you? When you will try to access router, no, Mr. Pradeep, it will not ask, because you configured here what? Line VTY 0 to 4. Okay, after then your initial configuration is there, password is configured, so it will ask Telnet password only, it will not ask username and password. If router should prompt to username and password, so you need to mention here what? Log in local. Okay, login local means what? Line VTY 0 to 4 login local means router will allow to whom? Local user only. Who is a local? Admin is a local user. Getting? So as of now, who can access the device? Only local users. Getting? By using Telnet password, access is not possible. Router will ask to you, compulsory it will ask username and password. If both thing is matched, then you can access. Okay, login local, like this. This is our configuration. Configuration is completed. Console, by using console, yes, access. By using console, access is possible. Just it will ask console password. If you want, like through console, router also should ask the password. So you need to configure here what? Under configuration mode, line console 0. Okay, login. What is the command next? Login local, correct? Login local. So when anybody will try to access router by using console connectivity, so router will ask username and password. Is it okay all of you up to here? So will configure here in our router username, like we will configure one username with privilege level 15. Okay, so this is our router and devices. This is my 2H series router. This is PC to switch. Already you know this, all the connectivity. Straight cable. Okay, this is my PC. This is my console, separate computer, RS232 to router console port. Like this is my console connectivity. Okay, here one more PCL connect. So first of all, through console connectivity, like this is admin computer. I'm clicking on admin computer. This is admin computer. Click here, desktop terminal. Like you are accessing router browsing, putty, TerraTerm, hyperterminal, any one application. So we'll do no. We'll do initial configuration, no. Configuration terminal, host name. For example, my router name is HYD1. Okay, interface fast Ethernet 0x0. We'll configure one IP address on line interface 192.168.201.1 subnet mask. After then, no shutdown. Exit. We'll configure basic password line console 0. Password, I'm using simple password here, Zoom, and then login. This console password is configured line VTY024. Password Zoom login. Okay. After then, secret password, enable secret. Let's see here, Zoom. This is our basic configuration is completed. We will save the configuration WR, finish our configuration. Okay. Is there need to access router browsing console connectivity right now? No need. Okay. 201.1/24. This is my router IP address, PC IP address 192.168.201.10/24. This is PC2, another computer in our LAN 201.20/24. Like this computers. We'll set the IP address here. 192.168.201.10 subnet mask default gateway 192.168.201.1. This is PC1. This is our PC2. 192.168.201.20 subnet mask default gateway 192.168.201.1. Like this is my like this. So in PC1 201.10 computer. Okay. In PC1 we will try to access our router IP config 201.10. We'll try to access by using Telnet. Telnet space router IP address 192.168.201.1. Will it ask any username and password? No. Getting? It will not ask any username and password because we haven't configured. Okay. See, username. It's not asking username. It's asking simple Telnet password. Okay. Enable password is Zoom. Okay. Enable password is Zoom. We can access the device. Getting? We can access the device. Exit. Okay. So it's not asking any username and password. So through console connectivity, I'm accessing the router right now. Okay. This is my console. Through console, I'm accessing. Right now, I'm creating here username with privilege level 15. Username. Okay. Let's say here admin. Privilege 15. Okay. Password, simple password here, admin. Username admin, password is admin. Simple configuration is completed. Okay. Next here, we will implement here line VTY024 log in local. When anybody will try to access router browsing virtual terminal VTY through the Telnet, router compulsory should ask username and password, double security. Okay. Router compulsory should ask username and password. This is our configuration we configured up here. This is through console connectivity. Let's will try to access through LAN connection or else remotely. Okay, remotely we can access right now here. See, right now I'm accessing here router Telnet space router. It's asking username. Getting? What is the username? Username is admin. Where we configured in the router. This is called local database authentication. Who will authenticate? Router itself. Okay, router will authenticate by itself. Okay, local database authentication. Username admin, password is admin. See, we can access. Say directly we are in privilege mode. Okay, direct we are in privilege mode. Okay, this is level 1 privilege mode. By default we are in level 1. Okay, it's not asking right now. We have the full access, 100% access. Is it okay, all of you? Show. Okay, show privilege. Please write down this command. Okay, this is a verification command, privilege verification command. Okay, please write down this command, show privilege. Okay, what is the use of this command? Okay, what is the use of this command, show privilege? Okay, you can write down from here also. This is the verification command, show privilege. So with the help of this command, we can check out right now. Currently, we are in which privilege mode? Okay, we are in which privilege? We have which type of privilege? Okay, we have the access of which privilege? We are in which privilege? We are accessing router browsing which privilege? Okay, show privilege. Is it okay, all of you? Press enter. See the output. Current privilege level is 15. We are in privilege level 15. What we can do? What we can do? We can make all types of changes, all the commands, full access. Okay, let's say, okay, configuration terminal. I can change the host name, changes is possible. I can configure, I can enable here routing. Yes, I can enable. I can disable the routing. Yes, I can. Okay, routing, enabling, disabling, everything is possible. No IP routing, everything is possible. Can I configure OSPF? Router OSPF process ID 1100? Yes. Network space, network ID? Yes. Everything is possible. Okay, whatever I want, I can do. I am the senior person. Okay, I'm accessing as a privilege level 15 user. I have the full access. Is it okay, all of you? Right now, we will start customization. We'll customize the privilege. Okay, we'll customize. We'll configure here privilege level 2, 3, 4. Is it okay, all of you? Yes. Okay. We'll configure here. We'll customize the privilege. Okay. Let's here. Okay. I'm customizing the privilege. For example, we are in router under configuration mode. Okay. Privilege. I'm customizing the privilege. Privilege. Okay. Here mode. Okay. After then level. And then privilege level number. Okay. Like here, for example, 2. Privilege level number, and here command, we will decide some commands. Okay, for example, here privilege level. Okay, here mode. Okay, let's say here mode is exec. Exec means what? Exec nothing but it is like your privilege mode. Privilege mode. Okay, second mode. After user mode we have the privilege mode. Okay, router greater than symbol, it is the user mode. When you will type enable, then you will be in which mode? Privilege mode. Router hash symbol, privilege mode. Means right now what we are doing, we are deciding some command for privilege level 2. So whatever user in privilege level 2 in exact mode, what they can do, we are deciding the commands. Okay, here we will decide some commands. Is it okay, all of you? Okay, right, all the members. Okay, see, right now we are deciding some command. Whatever user in privilege level mode, in privilege mode, they can execute this command. We are deciding. So here command we need to type. Okay, we need to type here command. So like here. So here I am deciding command. Means whatever user in privilege level 2, they can execute command show IP route. They can execute only show IP route like here. Next. Okay, same continue. Privilege exec level 2. One more command I am deciding here. One more command. Okay, show version, 2 commands. Okay, I decide here 2 commands. Okay, right now here this is one group. Okay, privilege level 2 group. Whatever user in this group, they can execute 2 commands. So here we will add the user. We will configure user with privilege level 2. Okay, so here I am adding. Okay, next command here. Already you know this command. Okay, username, user1, privilege 2. After then password, any password, let's say P1. Simple username and password I'm configuring here. Username user1, U1, password 2, privilege password P1. Is it okay? What I did here, I configured username with privilege level 2. Getting? So when user 1 will try to access the router, he can access. Okay, he can access. So router will ask username and password. Then he will be in privilege mode. Then what he can do? He can execute how many commands? 2 commands. Two commands, show IP route. I will show practically, then it will be easily you can understand. So I'm accessing router in PC1. Okay, PC1. So I'm accessing router here as a privilege level, show privilege as a privilege level 15 user, means I have the full access, I'm the senior person. Okay, I'm configuring here what privilege, okay, exact nothing but your privilege mode, exact. After then level 2, anyone number 2 to 14 you can use here, I'm using 2 number. Okay, next command. Okay, which command you are deciding, show IP route, this is in our syntax. Next command, privilege exact level 2 show IP route, one command. Getting? Again one more command. Okay, we'll repeat this syntax. Okay, same privilege exact level 2 show version, two commands. Is it okay, all of you? Right. Okay, so right now I will create username with privilege level 2. Okay, I'm creating username with privilege level 2. Okay, username u1, privilege 2, password p1, like this. Okay, so no need to give login local command, already we mentioned line vty. Okay, login local, like this. We will try to access router as a privilege level 2 user. Getting? In this computer I'm trying to access router as a privilege level 2 user. Okay, we'll try to access. Okay, so this is another computer, in another computer, different computer, remotely we are accessing it. Okay, to 192.168.201.20. Okay, different computer. We'll try to access router telnet 192.168.201.1. Username u1, password p1. Who will authenticate router? See, we are able to access the router by using username u1, password p1. Okay, we'll check here, show privilege. We are in which privilege? See here, current privilege level is 2. We are accessing privilege level 2 user. What we can do? We can execute command show IP route. Yes, we can check the routing table. Routing is not enabled, that's why we are not getting the routes. ICMP redirect caches is empty. Routes are not available here because IP routing command is not given. Getting? Next command is what? Show version. Can I execute this command? Yes. See, I can check the routing table. Okay, Cisco show version command is working here. We are able to execute this command. Cisco iOS software. Okay, version 12.4, like this. Everything is fine. Okay, can I switch from user mode, privilege mode to configuration mode? Right now I'm in which mode? Privilege mode, exact mode. This is also called exact. Okay, right now we are in exact mode. Can we go to the configuration mode? Can we switch? Okay, Mr. Ram, other members. Okay, Mustafa. Okay, Mr. Pradeep. Yes, other members. Not possible, correct? Okay, Mr. Sunij. Okay, right. That is not possible right now. Getting? I can't go to the configuration mode. Config T command will not work. See here, I'm in privilege mode, but I am unable to execute because I am privilege level 2 user. What I can do? I can execute 2 commands. Okay, config T command is not possible here. Getting? Let's we will decide config T command for privilege level 2 users. Okay, so here we need to customize. Okay, same as it is, privilege exact, in exact mode, level 2. Okay, so privilege level 2 user should execute configure terminal command also. Full we need to type configure terminal. Configure terminal, this command. Okay, we'll make the changes in our router. So here I'm accessing router as a privilege level 15 user. Okay, so here we'll make small changes. Privilege exec level 2. Which command? Configure terminal. See, configure terminal. So whatever user in privilege level 2, we assign 3 commands for privilege level 2. Whatever user in privilege level 2, they can execute configure terminal command also. Okay, let's will try to access here. So I'm accessing right now router here as a privilege level 2 user. We can check show privilege. Okay, let's will try to execute command config t. See, configure terminal command is working here. Can I enable here routing? Can I execute here routing command IP routing? Will it works? No. ROUTING routing. Okay. See, IP routing command is not working here because we haven't assigned to privilege level 2. Okay. Let's will assign here IP routing command. Okay. So privilege level 2 in they can enter in from exec mode to configuration mode, but they are unable to execute IP routing command. They can't make the changes. We'll configure here what command. Okay. Same here privilege level privilege. Right now here what will be the mode? Already we are in configuration mode. In configuration mode, which command should work here? Level will be as it is. Okay. Number will be 2. Here which command? IP routing. IP routing. But what is the mode here? What mode we need to type? Already we are in exec mode, privilege mode. Configuration mode. Getting? We need to type here what? Mode is what? Configure. Here changes. Getting here? Privilege configure. Okay. Level 2 as it is. Okay. IP routing. Means whatever user. Okay. Whatever user in privilege level 2, he can execute how many commands? 1, 2, 3, 4 commands. In privilege mode, he can execute show IP route, show version, configure terminal. Okay. In configuration mode, which command he can execute? IP routing. So we need to mention here what? Mode. In which mode you are deciding, you are assigning the command. Is it okay, all of you? Privilege configure level 2 IP routing. Getting? So we need to mention here what? Mode. Okay. Here privilege mode right now. Here privilege mode. So like this, I'm configuring here. So I'm adding one more command. I'm giving one more command to privilege level 2 user. So here mode is what? Configure mode. After then level 2. Okay. Which command? IP routing. So whatever user in privilege level 2, they can execute which command? IP routing command. They can execute IP routing command. Is it okay, all of you? Let's will try to access device as a privilege level 2 user. Okay. We'll try to give commands here. Just I'm using up arrow command. So already in cache memory, it's available. IP routing. See, I'm able to execute IP routing command. Is it okay, all of you? Can I configure interface? Can I make changes on interfaces? Let's interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Can I configure fast Ethernet 0 by port? No. Getting? Because I have the permission. I can access configuration mode, but limited command I can execute. IP routing command only. Host name I can't change. Getting? I can reach configuration mode, but I am unable to execute commands. Only one command I can execute, IP routing. I can't configure router OSPF. I can't configure router RIP, router EIGRP. That is not possible. Dynamic routing protocol I can't configure. See here, router RIP. Can I execute this command? No. We are in configuration mode, but we don't have the permission. We don't have the access. Is it okay, all of you? Right. See, I'm giving one command here. So here, like here, privilege level 2 user. Okay. Privilege level 2 user. Same as it is. They can execute which command? Interface command. So interface command, again, mode is what? Configure. Okay. Means I am deciding in configuration mode, privilege level 2, they should execute IP routing command, and they also should execute here which command? Interface. They should make the changes on interface. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. See, I am giving the permission to which interface? Fast Ethernet 0/1. Is it okay, all of you? Correct. 0/1. Keep in mind, remember it. I'm giving the permission to privilege level 2 user. They can make the changes on fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, we'll do here. So already here up to here same. Privilege configure level 2. Interface fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet 0/1. Like this is my command. So privilege level 2 user, they should execute which command? Interface mode, interface command also. We'll try to access router as a privilege level 2 users. Okay. So interface fast Ethernet 0/1, like here. Command is wrong here. Interface fast Ethernet 0/1. See, I can execute. I can make the changes. Is it okay, all of you? Yes. Okay. We can make the changes. Okay. So interface, like here, we decide fast Ethernet 0/1. So we can make the changes as a privilege level 2 user. Is it okay, all of you? Configuration. So like this is other configuration also. Please take the snapshot for this one. Same whatever I explained, but different privilege. Configure user with privilege level 15. Like here, username admin privilege 15. Okay, password admin. Configure user and username and password with privilege level 5. Okay, like this is the configuration. Username user1 privilege level 5, password zoom_1. Take the snapshot for this configuration. You know the syntax right now here. Right now you can configure by yourself also. Write down this one example. Take the snapshot. Is it completed? Okay. Okay. Write down this one also. Assign the command to privilege level 5. Privilege exec level 5 show IP route. Privilege exec level 5 show IP interface brief. Like this is the command, 2 commands. Is it okay, all of you? Okay. See here, this is a verification command, show privileges. We can check currently we are in which privilege. We are accessing device as a which privilege level. We can check here command show privilege. This is a command. Verification. Here we have the limitation. We have the disadvantage. So many disadvantage in privilege level. Okay. Privilege level limitation. Disadvantage of privilege level. Okay. What is the disadvantage? See here. No access control to specific interfaces, port, logical interface, and slot on the router. Just read once. Read the point. First point. No access control to specific interfaces. Okay. What is the meaning of this one? See, we will see practically here. This is my router. I'm accessing a router here as a privilege level 2 user. Okay. Privilege level 2 users. Privilege level 2 user. What I can do, I can execute command IP routing. Okay. I can execute. I can make the changes on interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay. Yes. Interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Can I make changes on fast Ethernet 0 by 0? Can I configure this one? Can I make the changes on fast Ethernet 0 by 0 also? Yes or no? Okay, Mr. Ankit. Okay, Mustafa. See, we decide for privilege level 2 user. They can make the changes on fast Ethernet 0 by 1 port. But what is the problem here? We can execute, we can make the changes. Privilege level 2 user, they can make the changes on fast Ethernet 0 by 0 also. Okay, not only fast Ethernet 0 by 0, all the interface, loopback, they can make the changes on loopback also. They can make the changes on virtual interfaces also. We don't have the control of interface. This is the drawback. This is the problem here. Are you getting here problem? We can't control other ports. Okay, we decide like privilege level 2 user, they can make the changes on fast Ethernet 0 by 1, but they can make the changes, they can access fast Ethernet 0 by 0 port also, serial port also, virtual port also, fast Ethernet 0 by 0.1. Okay, loopback interface port also. Like this, they can make all the changes. They can make the changes on all the interfaces. This is the problem here. This is the drawback. Okay, what is the another drawback? What is the another problem? Okay, like here, commands available at lower privilege levels are always executable at higher levels. What is the meaning here? Okay, what is the meaning? See here, this is our privilege level 2. Privilege level 2. Here we decide some commands, show IP route, show version, configure terminal, IP routing, like this. Okay, this is privilege level 2 commands. For example, some users are in privilege level 3. Privilege level 3. Some users are in privilege level 3. For example, user 2 is the member of privilege level 3. So what user 2 can do? What user 2 can do? User 1 can access this all the command. Problem is what? User 2. Okay, user 2, it is a member of privilege level 3. He can execute all the privilege level 2 commands. This is the problem here. Okay, this is the problem here. Okay, higher level users, higher privilege level user can execute lower privilege level commands. Okay, for example, we decide some command. For example, user 2, he should execute, user 2 should execute some commands. Okay, for example, he should execute show IP OSPF brief command. Let's say here, user 2, he is a member of privilege level 3, he should execute this command only. But problem is what? User 2 can execute privilege level 2 command, show IP route, show version, configure terminal. Getting? Configure terminal. Okay, IP routing, this command he can execute. He can make the changes on interfaces also. Getting here? Is it okay, all of you? This is the drawback here. This is the problem here. Commands available at lower privilege level are always executable at higher levels. Okay, command specifically set on higher privilege level are not available for lower privilege level users. For example, my requirement is what? User 2 also should execute show IP route command. Okay, for example, my requirement is what? Let's say here, show I'm giving command for privilege level 3 user. I'm giving command show standby. Show standby. I'm giving this command to whom? In HSRP, you learn about standby. Show standby. I'm giving this command to privilege level 3 user. My requirement is what? Same command should be executable with privilege level 2 users also. But that is not possible. This is the problem here. Miss, higher privilege level commands is not executable on lower privileges. This is the problem. But lower privilege users, higher privilege level users, they can execute lower commands. This is the problem. Show standby command, we can't decide to privilege level 2. This is not possible here. Okay, this is the problem here. Okay, what is another problem here? Assigning a command with the multiple keywords to a specific privilege level. Also assign all the command associated with first keywords to the same privilege level. An example is show IP route. Okay, in simple word here, what is the meaning of this last one? Okay, just keep in mind keywords. Okay, keywords. So here for privilege level 2, we decide how many commands. Show IP route command. Okay, show IP route command. Okay, let's say here I'm accessing router as a privilege level 2 user. Exit show IP route. I'm accessing router as a privilege level 2 user. Show IP route. I can check the routing table. Getting? I can check the routing table. Can I check show IP interface brief? Can I execute this command? According to concept, it should not. Okay. Yes, Mr. Ram, it's correct. I can't. I should not executable this command. Show IP interface brief command. This command should not work here, but it will work. This command will work here. Why? Because of keyword. Okay, keyword. Due to this keyword. Okay, IP. So after IP, all the command will work here. This is the IP. Show IP route. Okay, it will work. But what about show IP interface brief? It will work. Show IP interface brief will work. Show IP OSPF neighbor. Yes, it will work. Show IP interface brief. Yes. Show IP. Whatever IP, after IP, whatever command is there, all will work because of keyword. Is it okay, all of you? Due to keyword, see, we'll try to execute that command. Show IP interface brief. See, this command will work here. Getting here output? Yes. Interface false Ethernet 0 by 0, 0 by 1. This command is working here. This is the problem here. This is the drawback. Okay, this is the problem here. Next, show IP OSPF neighbor. See, I am able to execute IP OSPF command also. Show IP OSPF or else show IP EIGRP neighbor. See, we are able to execute this command because of keyword. Okay, whatever we decide, that is working, and whatever keywords also there, that also will work here. This is the drawback here. Are you getting here? For example, here configuration terminal. Can I enable here routing as a privilege level 2? Can I enable router? Can I activate the router? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, this is the problem here. Okay, correct, Mr. Ram here. So that's why here. What about security? It's not providing the security. Proper security is not there. This is the problem here. Okay, so this is the drawback. We have the solution. We'll discussion. Okay, see, I'm executing here command what? IP routing. Can I execute here no IP routing command? Okay, Mr. Ram, other members, can I execute this command, no IP routing command? We decide this command like this. We haven't decided this command, no IP routing, we haven't decided, but it will work due to keyword. Okay, no IP routing, no. Okay, by default, like here it is, see, no IP routing command is working. It means what? For all the command, no by default is there. Automatically no will get added. Means we are deciding one command, automatically no will be there. Means it is similar like buy one get one free. Okay, we decide one command, automatically no command will get added. This is the problem in privileges. Okay, so here we don't have the proper security. Here we don't have the proper security. Okay, what is the solution? What is the solution? Okay, solution is what? This can be a tedious job, very problematic. Okay, solution is what? Role based CLI view. Okay, solution is what? Role based CLI view. Is it okay, all of you? Okay. Solution is what? Role-based CLI view. Because we don't have proper security there. So in production network, we are not using the privileges. Okay. We are not using the privileges. We are using the views. Okay. What is the advantage here? See here. Role-based CLI views feature allow the network administrator to define the views, which are the set of operation commands. In views, we have the commands and configuration capability that provide selective or partial access to the Cisco IOS exec and configuration mode commands. So inside views, we have the what commands. In privilege also we was discussing about commands only. In each and every privilege level 2, 3, 4, 5, in each and every privilege we have the commands. In views also we have the command. But here, what is the good thing here? What is the beauty of role based CLI view? Okay, what is the beauty here? Selective commands, getting, or else partial. Whatever command you are deciding, only that command will work. Keywords, that will not work here. Buy one get one, that offer is finished. Getting, that is not possible here. Whatever command you are giving, for example, show IP route, so only show IP route will work. Show IP interface brief command will not work. Getting here difference? Okay. Okay. Views restrict the user access to Cisco iOS commands, command line CLI, okay, and configuration information. That is, the view can define what command are acceptable and what configuration information is visible. Okay, for example, I give some command to you. Okay, you can configure OSPF. So I gave you the, like here, permission. You can configure OSPF router, OSPF. You can configure. So you can configure OSPF. So can you check about EIGRP? For example, in router, EIGRP is also running. You are working for ISP, Internet Service Provider. They are enabling multiple routing protocol, OSPF as well as EIGRP also. You are taking care about OSPF. So what you can check? Only OSPF. So we can check all about OSPF only, because you are the administrator for OSPF. You have to manage only OSPF. You have to check about all about OSPF. So you can't check the EIGRP routes. You will not get the information about EIGRP. You will get only, you are able to see. Okay, you will see only, for you it's visible only OSPF information. Okay, in iOS you can see only OSPF. You can't see EIGRP. Is it okay, all of you? What is the meaning of view? Or else CLI, role-based CLI view. Is it okay or not? Okay. So here, root view is required to define the views and super view. What is the root view? Root view is the head of the views. Okay. Root view is the head of the view. We need to define it. How to define? We will discuss. Super view. Super view, nothing but what? It is the collection of views. It's called super view. Nothing but group of views is called super view. Okay. Views contain commands. Inside view, what we have the commands. Okay, like show IP route command, show IP interface brief command, like this. The difference between a user who has level 15 privilege and root view user is that a root view user can configure a new view and add or remove command from the view. Also, when you are in CLI view, you have access only to the command that have been added to the view by the root view user. What is the meaning of this command? Okay, I will show here. Root view. Okay, what is the root view? Root view is the highest administrative view. Means like what? Whatever user in root view, what he can do? He is having the full access. It is like privilege level 15. Okay. Creating and modifying views or super view is possible only from root view. Okay. Role-based CLI views require AAA new model. Means we need to execute this command: authentication, authorization, accounting, new model. This command we need to execute. Okay. This is necessary even with local view authentication. Okay, compulsory we need to give this command. Maximum of 15 CLI views can exist in addition to the root view. Means total how many views you can create? 16. By default, one is there. Okay, root view is there. Okay, 1 to 4, 15 we can configure. Okay, so first of all, we need to enable here what? Which command? AAA new model. Please write down this command. Okay, already you know this command. I think AAA is completed. Okay, AAA new model. This command we need to execute. Then this is the command to configure the views. Okay, please write down first command. Then I will explain about this syntax. Please write down this command first. Is it completed? Okay. This is our router. First, what we will do, we'll reload it. Whatever we configured in our router, we'll delete that configuration. At a time, when we need to configure one, views or privilege. So here console password is zoom, enable password also zoom. So reload here. Here console password is zoom, enable password is zoom. So plus just we have basic configuration here, initial configuration, host name, secret password, IP address of LAN interface, and like here console password whatever basic configuration is there. Okay, so here first of all what we will do, we'll configure here one username. Okay, username, for example u1, password p1. Okay, like this. Then we need to enable here what? AAA new model. Okay, so when anybody will try to access the router, okay, so it will ask username and password. Okay, and it will send request to AAA server. So all the username and password generally we are configuring in external server. Okay, on our router we are not configuring all the username and password because of to avoid the load. Okay, already you know AAA configuration. Next here we will enable here, we'll go to the root view. How? Please write down this command: enable view root. Okay, enable view root. We are going to root view. Enter. So it will ask enable password. Enable password is zoom. Authentication failed. Enable view root. Password is zoom. See, I type wrong password there at the time. Password is enable password. It's asking enable password. We configured zoom. See right now here we are in which successfully set to the root. Okay, right now we are in which view? Root view. Okay, right now we are in root view. Show parser view. Please note down this command to check the currently we are in which view. Okay, show parser view. Please note down this command. Show parser view to check right now currently we are in which view. Press enter. See here you will get the information. Current view is root, means we are in root view. What I can do right now, I am in root view. What I can do? Root view, like it is privilege level 15. All the configuration is possible. All the changes is possible. Okay, I can execute all the commands. Okay, I am in root view. Like I am senior administrator. So from root view, we can configure here views. Okay, we can execute right now. We can customize the view with the help of these commands. Is it okay, all of you? Up to here, it's okay. Okay. See, right now here, I will create some views here. So we don't have right now privileges because of drawback. Due to drawbacks, we are not using privileges. We are using views. So here, this is my router. So by default, root view is there. Okay, root view. Root view means full access. Whatever user in root view, he is having the full access, 100% access. Okay, full access. Whatever user in root view, he is having the full. So what we will do, will customize. Okay, for level 1 engineer, user 1. Okay, someone is accessing router as a user 1. Okay, L1 engineer. So here we will decide some command. So user 1 should execute command here. What? Show IP route. Okay, only show IP route. Show version. Okay, show parser view. Show parser view. Like this, many command user should execute. Is it okay, all of you? So I'm customizing view. Okay, so like I'm configuring this is the view. Okay, like this is the name of view first. This is the name of view. Anyone name you can configure. I'm deciding here name view like this. So this is my router. What is the command? Parser view. Okay, anyone name. For example, here first view 1, view first. After then password secret. Okay, password for this view, anyone password. For example, password I'm configuring zoom 123. Okay, and then here command. Okay, here mode. Command, after then mode, after then include. Okay, which command you are planning to give to user 1? Like for example, show IP route. One command, show IP route. In which mode? Exact mode, privilege mode. Okay, show IP route. Show IP route. One command. Okay, after then same show version. Same thing. Show version. Next, show parser view. He can check. Oh, he is in which view? Show parser view. Like this command. Is it okay, all of you? So for first view, I decide how many commands? For first view, whatever user in first view, what he can do? He can execute 3 commands. Okay, he can execute 3 commands. Okay, so here I'm accessing router as a root view user, full access, 100% access. Okay, so configuration terminal. AAA new model, we execute command parser view, view name FIRST first. See, parser view 6 created, view first successfully created. Here we'll configure password, secret password zoom 123. Okay, after then commands. Okay, commands here. In which mode? Exec mode, privilege mode. Include which command? Show IP route. This command, show IP route. Getting? Continue. Show version. Okay. Next, show parser view. Like this. Show 3 commands he can execute. Whatever user is accessing device as a first view user, let's say you will access your device. Telnet space router IP address. Router will ask username and password 201.1. Username U1, U1, password P1. See, we are in user mode. Enable view first. Okay, password zoom 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, we are in privilege mode. What we can do here? We can execute command show IP route. Can I execute this command? Yes. I can execute show IP route command. Show version. Can I execute? Yes. Show version command also. Can I execute show parser view? Yes. Getting here? Current view is first view. Okay. Let's say other commands. Show IP interface int brief. Will it works here? No. Getting? Keywords will not work here. See, we haven't decided this command show IP interface brief. This command will not work here. This command will not work here. Is it okay, all of you? Can I go to configuration mode? No, not possible. Let's will configure like user one should execute. He should enter into the configuration mode also. Okay. So we'll configure here command configuration mode. Same here. Like user one should give command configure terminal. Full command we need to type terminal. Okay. So he can enter the configuration mode. Let's see here. For first view, we will give some commands here. Configuration terminal. Okay. I'm accessing router as a root view. First view, just command password we configured. Okay. So in exec mode, user should give command what? Configure terminal. Like this. Okay. Configure terminal. We can execute this command right now here. Configure terminal. See, configure terminal config t. It's working here. Can I execute IP routing command here? No, not possible. Okay, it's not possible. Let's here we will give the command. Okay, like user one should execute IP routing command also. So here, what is the command here? Same, continue. Commands. Okay, under which mode? Configuration mode. Okay, include which command? IP routing. Okay, here which mode? What is the mode right now here? Command in which mode? Configure mode. Configure command mode is configure. Okay, let's will configure here. So right now user already he is in configuration mode, in privilege mode. Already he is in configuration mode. Which command he should execute? IP routing. IP routing command. Okay, he should execute IP routing command. Okay, let's will give command IP routing. Up arrow. See, I can execute. Can I give command here? No IP routing. Will it works here? No IP routing will work. No, it should not work. It will not work here. See, it will not work. It's not working here. Why? Here we don't have buy one and get one offer. In privileges, we have the offer. But in views, offer is expire. Getting here difference? So whatever command you are deciding, only that command will work here. Whatever command you are deciding, only that command will work here. Is it okay, all of you? Okay. One small scenario, we will sync with AAA. AAA is completed or not? Yes, it's completed. Okay, see all the thing we will sync with AAA. Whatever we discuss, okay, we'll finish within 5 minutes, 6 minutes. For example, this is our one branch, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, multiple branches. Okay, multiple branches are there. Like this is the branches, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, different branches here. This is the LAN network. Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, let's say Pune, like multiple branches here. This is Ethernet 0x0 201.1 IP address, here 202.1, here 203.1, like this multiple branches are there. Let's say here to manage this network, this one organization like TCS, okay, to manage this TCS network, okay, let's say in our team there is total 50 network engineers, all senior, junior, okay, like total 50. So right now tell me in Chennai router, total how many 50 like username and password we need to configure inside router? Total how many username and password we need to configure inside the router? Username U1, password P1. Okay, total 50 username and password we need to configure. Okay, 50 username and password. User 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, like this. Okay, so let's say here, for example, I'm configuring like here username 50. For example, I configured 50. We can configure. Let's we done here. Let's say configure 50. For example, 10 new joinees are there. Okay, 10 new joinees, 10 members, 10 network new joinees. Okay, juniors. Okay, so 10 username and password already configured. Okay, and we need to decide here some command for them. They should not come into the configuration mode. They should not do any command. Okay, a specific command. Let's say which one is best here to give the command for specific users, views or privilege? Which one is the best? Views. I'm configuring first view. So in first view, how many members? 10 members. Okay. Next from 11 to 20 members. For this member, we need to configure another view. Okay, let's say second view. We need to assign some command to second view. Okay, let's say here from 21 to 30 members. Okay, third view. Is it okay? Third view. Okay, like this we need to configure here views. Okay, and we need to decide the commands. For first view some command, for second view some commands. Okay, for third view some commands. Is it okay, all of you? Right now you are doing configuration. You are creating 50 username and password in which router? Chennai router. 50 username and password in Chennai router. Okay, and in Chennai router you are configuring first view and you are assigning some command for first view. Is it okay, all of you? Second view, some command. Third view, some command. It is very complicated work. It is very complex. Are you getting here? Complexity. This is very complex. It is a tedious job, very headache. So you are doing in Chennai router. Okay. So these 50 network engineers should access Hyderabad router also. Be ready to like here to configure here also 50 username and password. Same process we need to do in Bangalore router also. Same process in Pune router also. Getting? So same thing should replicate in all the devices. 50 username password we need to configure here. Okay. Getting this one? We can configure. We will do this one. We will configure 50 username and password in Chennai router, Hyderabad router, Bangalore router, Pune router, Mumbai router. Like this. We will do this one. We need to do. We must do this one because that's why we are getting the salary. Getting? This is our job. We need to do this one. We need to configure. We need to handle. We need to manage this all headaches. Getting? That's why we are getting salary. Okay, we will do this one. We'll configure. But problem is what? Technical issues what? Okay. Technical issues, what you are doing here, what is the use of router, why we are using router, what is the job of router, what is the function of router, what is the function of router, what is the function of router? Different network communication, correct. Forwarding, okay. Different network communication, okay. Different network communication. Packet forwarding, okay. Packet switching, okay. Fourth function, best path selection, okay. Here it will work as a security device also. We will enable here firewall security. We will enable here access control list. Getting, will enable here access control list also. Like it will do the, it will provide the security. This is the job of the job of the router. Okay, means in short, what we can see here, what, why we are using router? We are using router for networking purpose. Okay, what is the job of the router? Networking purpose. Okay, it will do the packet switching. It will take the packet from LAN interface and it will give to whom? WAN interface. It will take the packet from WAN interface. It will give to whom? LAN interface. This is the job of the router. Different network communication. In short, what we can say, we are using router for operation purpose. This is for operation purpose. Different network communication, packet switching, packet forwarding, base path selection, operation purpose. Okay, but what you are doing here, you are making your router as a storage device. Okay, you are configuring 50 username and password here, and you are deciding here views. Means you are configuring, you are making your router as a storage device. This is not a storage device, it is a networking device. This is the core device of networking. This is not a storage device. Getting, this is the problem. This, whatever we discuss, privileges, views, this is comes under local database authentication. This is called local database authentication. Okay, this is comes under local database authentication. So what is the drawback of local database authentication? Disadvantage of local database authentication. Local database authentication need to be replicate on all the networking devices. So whatever you configured in Chennai LAN, 50 username and 50 password, okay, three, like here, three views, first view, second view, third view. Okay, so same thing you need to do in Hyderabad router, Bangalore router, Pune, Mumbai. Not only in the routers, in your LAN you have the switches also. Switches also waiting. Getting, you have the switches also. Multiple switches are available in your LAN. Okay, all the users should access switches also. Getting here. Let's say here we have in Chennai LAN we have total 9 switches, one router, total 10 devices. So in 10 devices you need to, you can use copy and paste method also. Getting, you can use, but you need to configure it, you need to manage. Getting, it is a tedious job, very problematic. Getting here, what is the problem with local database authentication? Device will authenticate itself. Okay, authorize also. This is the problem. What is the solution? Better and scalable solution is what? AAA server. Getting, so in our LAN, okay, right now you no need to configure 50 username and password to the device. Getting, no need to configure 50, no need to configure 50 username and password in the router, in the switches. What you need to do? What you need to do? You need to configure 50 username and password inside AAA server. Okay, in any one computer we can make this one as a AAA server. Okay, this is my router, this is my one computer, IP address 201.125. This is my server. Getting, this is my server here, AAA server. So any one computer we can make AAA server. What is the condition to make any one computer as a server? What is the condition? In the computer we required server operating system. Okay, server OS. Okay, server. If you don't have server operating system, okay, so you have third party application. Okay, you have third party application. So we need to install here third party application. Like here Cisco is providing Cisco. Okay, like TechX is there. For example, here TechX application. Okay, TechX plus Radius. Okay, so here right now this is my AAA server authentication. This is my AAA server 192.168.201.125. Getting, AAA server. So in this server we will configure username, password. Okay, here we will configure username and password like This is my AAA server. Okay, this is the application. This is my AAA server. So here, like here, so who will authenticate? Authentication, authorization, accounting. Okay, right now you no need to configure 50 username and password inside the router. Okay, no need. Right now you need to configure 50 username and password inside the computer. Here we have the hard disk in TBs. Your data, your configuration will store in the hard disk. Getting? So here we will configure username U1, password P1, username U2, password P2. Hundreds of users, thousands of users. Okay. So who will authenticate? AAA server will authenticate. Who will authenticate? Server will authenticate. Okay. For example, remotely, let's say remotely I'm trying to access router. This is my computer. Okay, I'm in USA. I'm trying to access Bangalore router. Okay, so here like Telnet space router IP address request will come on router Bangalore router. What Bangalore router will do? Bangalore here we configure AAA configuration. Right now Bangalore router knows about which IP address 201.125 AAA server IP address. So router will send request to whom? Hyderabad router. Hyderabad router will send to whom? Bangalore. Routing is there. OSPF is configured. Communication is possible. LAN to LAN. Request will come on Hyderabad. This AAA server. Okay. Server. Who will authenticate right now? Server. Okay. So you'll mention here username U1, password P1. Okay. Is it correct user? Who will authenticate? AAA server. Okay. 201.125 computer PC1 will authenticate. Getting authentication. What user can do? In this server we will decide. Right now you no need to configure 50 username and password in the router. No need to configure views in the router. In router no need to configure views. In server we need to decide what user can do. Authorization. Okay. What user can do? User 1, he should execute show IP route command. Okay, show IP route, show version command, like this. Is it okay, all of you? Who will authenticate? AAA server will authenticate. Is it valid user or not? What he can do? He can execute this command. Okay, and accounting, what he did, nothing but here what? Log messages, all in one. Getting here? Is it okay, all of you? Yes. Yes, all the permission given by AAA server. Okay, all the permission means there is nothing but authentication. Okay, authentication. AAA server will authenticate. If, for example, you are trying to access Hyderabad router. Okay, if you are trying to access Hyderabad router. Okay, this is your computer. Okay, for example, this is Mr. Ram. Okay, Mr. Ram is trying to access Hyderabad router. Okay, remotely. Okay, for example, he is in NGP, Nagpur. Okay, he is in NGP. He is trying to access Hyderabad router. So request will come on router. Router will send request to whom? Chennai router. Because Chennai is like, for example, this is a head office. In head office, we have the AAA server. Okay, like this is the centralized location. Okay, so all the requests will come to AAA server. Okay, we have the backup system also. If it is fail in Hyderabad, we can put one more AAA server like this. It means what? Your work is reduced. Administrative work is reduced. Previously, you was configuring 50 username and password in the routers, 50 username and password inside the switches. You was configuring views in the device. Right now, you no need to do that one. Okay, and here we are using secure protocol, TechX. What TechX will do? It will encrypt entire communication. Is it okay, all of you? To log in the router, to log in the device, we are using AAA server. It is similar like our what? For example, you are trying to cash out. Okay, you want to withdraw your money. So you will enter into the ATM. Okay, you will swipe your card. Okay, so that black strip is there on back side of the card. Okay, that is your username. Some numbers are there. Okay, so your ATM will send request to whom? Server, bank server. For example, you have the SBI server. Okay, so SBI server will give the reply. Okay, this is valid user. What is the password? Okay, for example, pin number 1 2 3 4, correct. Okay, so you'll type 1 2 3 4. Okay, request will go to the AAA server. Okay, bank server. Okay, who will authenticate? Server. Bank server will authenticate. They are using different applications. They are using different applications, but concept is same. Okay, so right now you will get console. Okay, hi Mr. Ram, for example. Hi Mr. Ram. Like you will get the console. What you can do right now? Authentication is successful because correct username, correct password. Okay, you are using correct ATM and you are mentioning correct PIN. Authentication is successful. What you can do, that you will get the console, you will get the screen, ATM screen, you will get like here banking, okay, inquiry, like this information options are there. Okay, what you can do right now, you can withdraw the money, you can transfer the money, you can change the password, your PIN, you can transfer the money. Okay, you can view the money, you can see the money. This is your authorization, this is the authorization. Okay, so you can withdraw the money, you can change the password, you can change the mobile number. Okay, after completion of your task authorization, this is your authorization. Can you change your account number? No, you can't do that one. Okay, you don't have the access. Okay, this is not your authorization. Okay, after completion of this one, you will get the mail, you withdraw the 10,000 rupees. Okay, you transfer 10,000 rupees, you'll get the log message, that is the activity logs, accounting, what you did. Okay, is it clear all of you? But they're using different application. Here we are using application what? TechX, Radius, Kerberos, like this. These are the application for encryption purpose. Is it okay all of you? So already you know about AAA server configuration, everything. Okay, so we will stop here session. If you have doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so tomorrow sir will continue session, whatever remaining topics are there. Okay, thank you for session. Have a nice day. You can, if you have doubt, you can ask me. You are welcome. Yes, Mr. Pradeep, Mr. Shiva, any doubt? You are welcome. Mr. Naga Shiva, Mr. Puneet, Mr. Rakesh, Mr. Ram, any doubt? Zoom ID 68714. Welcome. Yes, Mr. Mustafa. Any doubt? You are welcome, Mr. Ram. Okay. Okay, Mr. Mustafa. So I'm ending the meeting. Thank you for session. Tomorrow, sir will continue same time. Okay. Thank you for session. I'm ending the meeting.